morning, it's Barbara. It is not as cold as it has been, and it's very cloudy. So we're changing into a warmer pattern coming up. I'm not sure. We'll see. But meanwhile, good morning. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. By second cup. So, my hair looks terrible, but that's okay. I'm getting it cut today. So my plan is I'm going to be out and about. I'm going to try this Maybelline Vinyl again. I don't think that my lips are going to show anywhere because I mask, but I have decided that I like the look of these dark reds and pinks when I wear them. I have no doubt Dennis doesn't, but he doesn't like lipstick. So, except apparently I can't apply it. Very well. What the heck? What am I doing? Alright, I may have to start this over. I may have to... Let me clean this up and let Dennis get his coffee organized. There I go. I like this color, and I never thought I would like myself in a super dark lipstick because I don't do any other makeup, you know. I've been watching like Project Runway and stuff, and they always do the makeup. And in fact, a couple seasons Maybelline was their makeup. And, you know, they do this dramatic eye, and then they do a very neutral lip. Well, I'm doing a very neutral eye and a dramatic lip. And I never thought that I liked the dark lips. I don't know why. I thought it like drew the eye to the wrinkles around my mouth or something. I guess I'm not sure. But anyway, I like this. So in case my lips become unveiled today, I have a beautiful color. And I don't know what color. Oh, it's called Unrivaled. And I think I cleaned it up okay. I can't believe how much trouble I have. You would think. Well, you know, I didn't usually wear makeup. I didn't wear makeup every day to work. I did a little with my eyes. I didn't wear lipstick. You know, so I've never had like lipstick in my purse to reapply it in the middle of the day, all that stuff, you know. We didn't, and I think I told you this before, we didn't, it wasn't a highly made up kind of place where I worked. I worked with a lot of, you know, social scientists and, you know, whatever, not the kind of glam people. And in fact, one woman said, "Oh, I knew she didn't work here. She, you know, she was wearing lipstick." Talking about a visitor. Oh, I knew she wasn't here, you know. Okay. So, we had our meeting yesterday, got the skinny on Aura's schedule a little bit, and, you know, we were given the opportunity to give them feedback, but we only had good feedback. The food lady was there, which I thought was really interesting because, you know, more saw the person in charge of food at my mother's place than, you know, than a unicorn. I mean, and so the one thing I like about this memory unit, and I'm comparing it to the memory unit that my mother was in for a couple of months prior to her passing, and the way the meals happened with my mother was really not, they brought the pans of food in, and somebody stood there and just slapped everybody, slapped food on a plate. And, they had different requirements. There were people who only ate with their hands, and so they didn't put the messy stuff on, and people who, my mother had a special diet because she was having pureed food. She had trouble swallowing. But there were finger foods and, that kind of thing. But they just slapped it on and slopped it in front of people or whatever. And this place where Aura is, the meal service is extremely respectful. And, yeah, so they come around and they do make it easy for her. So they come around with examples of, here's what we have for appetizers. You want soup or you want salad? And they show it to her and let her pick which one she wants. And then they bring it. I mean, it's very kind of restaurant style, but instead of having a menu with pictures and you can pick the one you wanted, they bring a plate covered in plastic. They bring a plate to show you, this is what we're offering today, And, you sit down and what would you like to drink? And, I mean, it's just, anyway. So we had only good things to say to the food lady. I mean, I have told you this before, but I almost, when my parents they were there for 5 years. And there were times, and they changed cooks constantly. But there were times when I was tempted to go to the director and say that accuse her of elder abuse. That's how bad the food was. So Aura's getting good food that she enjoys eating in a respectful way. So we were very happy with that. But anyway, I mean, we have met many times in the 2 weeks that she's been there with the director of the memory unit. She's there all the time. She's on the floor. And so I laughed and I said, well, Amanda already knows anything that we have wondered about, or we talked to Amanda about it. And so anyway, it was a good meeting and I was glad we went. Yeah, and Kim was there, and so we hung out with Aura for a little while she was eating her soup, and then she had egg salad platter. and we left her to Kim's ministrations and came home. But we were very glad this morning that we didn't have an early appointment. It seems like we've been having, and for us an 11 o'clock appointment is early. So, yeah. So that was good. And then we went grocery shopping and I went to the bank and on our way home, and then we walked the dogs and, so forth and so forth. I didn't do anything productive in the evening at all. But contrary to me making a remark when Dennis came in and saw me watching a show I've seen before, I made some, he's like, so what, and it's right. But I really was giving myself permission to just veg. And I have given myself permission to just veg all the way till I leave for New Orleans, which is next Tuesday. And Christy's thinking about our trip too. She texted me about when we're going to do a walking tour of the French Quarter, and she wanted to know which day we wanted to go, and so she's been thinking about it too. She booked that for us. We decided to go on Friday morning. So I arrive Wednesday night, like at 9:30, the train gets in. So I'm going to get to the hotel late on Wednesday. I wonder if I need to tell them that. So I'm there all day Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and my train leaves Sunday morning at 9:30, something like that. Christy comes in on Thursday. So I have Thursday morning and, till she gets there by myself. And we're just going to wing it for dinner. We don't have a reservation or anything. So Friday and Saturday are 2 full days together. And so we decided that we should go Friday morning on our walking tour of the French Quarter, sort of like a reconnaissance mission. So that's what we're doing. And I don't know what else. And I told her, I don't care what else we do. I just want to be there. I just want to be there in the warm. Change of venue, you know. So, yeah, that's my plan. So we're slowly making plans. I don't anticipate making any more reservations till we get there in terms of things. Unless she finds another kind of tour that looks interesting to her. Because I love tours. I'm all for tours. I want people to tell me all about the places I'm a tourist, and I'm fine being a tourist. So anyway, I've given myself permission to just veg till my vacation, and I'm hoping a couple of days on the train each way and a few days in New Orleans with my daughter will revive my energy. And I need energy. I need physical energy. I need mental energy. I need creative energy. I'm taking my sketchbook. Where's my pencil? My list is right here, and I talk to you. I'm taking my sketchbook. And pens and pencils. Because I'm going to be doing some sketching. It seems like New Orleans is a wonderful place to go sketch, don't you think? That's what I think. Because I like the. Oh, I do have. Lipstick on my teeth. I do like urban sketching, where you just sketch out street scenes and things like that. And it seems like New Orleans is the place to do that, if ever there were one, right? If ever there was one? Not sure. So, that was yesterday. I didn't do anything. It took me 12 minutes to tell you all about that. I went to a meeting. Today, I have a plan. I have to mail my parents tax returns. And I want to go in and have them frank it so that it says, I mailed it in time. And I have a small package that I want to put together to send to my sister Christy's granddaughter Miranda. I have my sister years ago did a radio program on her local tiny little radio station in her neighborhood. I mean, I think you had to be within a mile and a half of that radio station to hear it. It was tiny local community radio station. But she did a weekly radio show brought her own CDs called Fabulous Femmes, and it was all female artists. And, this was decades ago. And she used to record her radio show and burn it onto CDs. And so I have a big stack of CDs from her radio show. And Dennis found a CD from the Fabulous Femmes from like 2005, 2006. And on the CD, it's marked that it's dedicated to her granddaughter, Miranda. And I haven't listened to it because I don't have an easy way to listen to a CD. I suppose I could put it on my TV. But I thought Miranda would like to have this Fabulous Femmes. She might already have it. Christy might have sent it to her at the time, but that was 20 years ago. And Miranda's moved many times since then, so even if she originally had it, she might not still have it. But anyway, I thought I would send it to her. And so I'm going to make that package up. So I'm going to the post office. And then I think I'm going to go take a ride to Talbot's, which is old lady's clothing store. When you're 71, you just got to own it, I think. So I'm going to Talbot's, but they have very nice clothes, high quality clothes. And I'm quite sure they have their spring summer collections on the floor. I haven't been to Talbot's in a long time. Well, I guess it's been about a year because I bought the pants that I wore to my dad's funeral there. So I've been there. It's been about a year. Not even. So it's not that long ago, but whatever. So I am going to go look for some kind of nice summer dress to wear in New Orleans. I like wearing dresses in the summertime. Lately, the last couple of years, I've really enjoyed wearing dresses, and I will buy myself a dress for my trip. It might be a day dress, it might be a little bit day evening. We are going to, you know, be out for dinner and walking around, and obviously I have a little sweater that I knit. I finished it on our river cruise in Russia. And it'll come to me. But the designer is the lady who does the cocktails. Cocktail lady? I forget her name, but you know what I mean. Her designs are all named after cocktails. A vitamin D. It's the vitamin D, and maybe it's by somebody else. The sweater's called the vitamin D, and it's just a nice sort of elbow length cardigan, open cardigan, and it's in a kind of purple color. So I'm going to keep that in mind because I think that's probably what I'm going to bring, because it's the kind of thing I need. You know, I can't be in air-conditioned restaurants without getting chilly. Unless my body's completely changed in the last 5 years, which is possible. So anyway, that's the sweater I will be bringing, you know, to wear over a sundress or whatever. I do have other sweaters. I don't really have a lot of summer cardigans that I made, however. But whatever. Anyway, I'm going to go to Talbot's. And then I'm going to go to Michael's because Aura's slippers are too slippery. They're trying to get her to maneuver her wheelchair with her feet by walking, and her slippers are slippery. So I'm going to go get some puff paint and see if I can get some rubbery stuff on the bottom of those slippers. So that's one thing I'm getting at Michael's. And the other thing is I'm going to get some ink to go with my quill pens because I haven't tried them yet. Because all the ink I had was really old, and I'm quite sure when I rearranged my sitting room or my craft room and organized it, I think I threw all that ink away. Most of the ink I had gotten from my sister years ago, and she had it for decades, so it wasn't good. So I'm going to buy myself some ink, and I'm going to buy some puff paint for Aura's shoes, and then I'm going to go visit Aura, and I'm going to puff paint her slippers and visit with her for a while, and then I'm getting my hair cut. So I am going to be out all afternoon. That's my plan right now. That's my plan as I speak to you guys. And then I'm going to, you know, eat my dinner and have a cocktail and veg. And I'm vegging. And I don't know how I'm going to veg tonight because I can't watch that show again. I've watched it 3 times, so we'll have to see. I couldn't watch it the night before last, so my head is evolving, my feelings are evolving, and in fact, I thought about knitting last night. I didn't knit, but I thought about it. So Dennis is going to be busy playing his game in his office. I will be hearing his voice, you know that he's talking to his guys and stuff. So we won't be interacting. Not that we do it a lot at night anyway. So yeah, I'll have to think about what I want to do. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just get off my lazy butt and configure put CDs in my DVDs in my DVD player and watch some Foley's War, because I watched one DVD of Foley's War and then, you know, because you have to reconfigure the TV and you have to, you know, push the button. I mean, all this hard stuff and get up and put the CD in. Yeah, that's how lazy I've been. That is like a barrier. I'm going to watch Foley's War tonight, and maybe I'll knit, because I've seen Foley's War too. But I like it. And, you know, lately I've been like getting an urge to watch something and I can't find it on my TV, so I just buy it off of eBay. Someday my whole television thing is just going to go away and I'll be on my own with my DVDs, and so I'll have some things I like. That's my backup plan, my apocalypse backup plan. Of course, that does assume we have like electricity. I know. Never mind. I think I'll watch Foley's War tonight. And those of you who know me well know that the chances of me coming on tomorrow and saying, well, I didn't end up watching Foley's War, are like 80%, right? But you're just watching me doing my stream of consciousness, and I'm going to stop it now. But I do have to go upstairs and get a mailer for that CD for Miranda, and get that ready for the post office. And I got to go to the post office about 1 o'clock because our post office closes at 1:30 to 2:30 for lunch. So I want to make sure I get there before they close so I can start my day of planning. Yeah. Luckily, my hair appointment is not that far from Aura. Actually, it's quite close. So that works out very well. All right, I'm going to go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.